Silverstone, the wonderful, iconic home of British motor racing, has opened its doors to the virtual world. Welcome to GT Academy. GT Academy, brought to you by Nissan and PlayStation 3. The 6 fastest PlayStation racers from the UK and Ireland have come to Silverstone to compete for a seat in a professional racing team. Unbeatable in front of a screen, for their driving dreams to be realised, they've got to translate those skills to the track.
Hi guys, welcome to GT Academy.
They have a week to prove that they've got what it takes to race for real in the Dubai 24-hour endurance race.
If you make the grade, this next week will be the hardest of your life.
This is where it all starts now, okay? So get ready, get your race suits on and let's get going.
It's become a reality for them. Yesterday they were just gamers, today they're drivers.
This is a unique driver selection process, and I've been invited to the home of British motor racing to witness it firsthand. It's a hugely difficult challenge which attracted almost 1 million entrants from Europe. They first battled in online time trials. Their goal, the national finals. Only the fastest made it here to race camp, where they'll be put through the most demanding physical and mental challenges of their lives. The virtual world is over. Reality is ready to bite.
The back end's just snapping around all the time. Come on, fix the thing.
Former Formula 1 driver and winner of the British Grand Prix, Johnny Herbert, and endurance racing specialist Rob Barth have the tough choice of selecting just one driver.
We're looking for someone who's going to be fast, we're going to be looking for someone who's going to be consistent, but we're also going to be looking for someone who is physically fit enough.
And I'm looking for somebody who I'd be happy to hand my car over to at a pit stop in one of the world's leading endurance races.
Bit of a danger of implosion there, maybe. We'll keep our eye on it.
At the end of the week, their choice will go head-to-head in a race against the fastest gamers from Europe.
There's a challenge for second place, and there's a little bit of contact there. That's going to cost him time. Oh, he's got a tank slapper on!
The winner of which will earn the driving seat at the Dubai 24 Hours.
GT Academy now is a genuine opportunity for somebody to fast-track and enter top-class world motor racing in one jump.
Right, Rob, Johnny, 6 guys who previously have only raced on their PlayStations. You're going to turn them into racing drivers. What an easy few days you have in store here.
I think it's going to be interesting how these guys will adapt from that sort of virtual world to the reality, and it's something that's not going to be easy. They're doing it from something that's basically done just on site to something where there are senses going on all around them all the time.
What makes these guys potentially better drivers just from gaming?
The guys we have are the very best of the best from the gaming community. They understand the principles of when to turn the wheel and when to get on the brakes and when to get on the power. One thing that they struggle with is just the idea of momentum and weight change in the car. And this is the real world as opposed to their virtual consoles.
With just a week to find an endurance racer for Dubai, it's time to get the guys on track.
Guys, this is the first challenge. This is the benchmark.
The gamers will be on Silverstone's Stowe circuit for the first time. They'll just get one opportunity to set their fastest lap. A good time will be around 63 seconds flat.
The benchmark test involves a short practice session around the Stowe circuit, sat next to one of my instructors. You'll then make a pit visit, and then you'll go out for one flying lap against a stopwatch. This is a raw test to see what kind of talent you've got in these rear-wheel drive sports cars.
This is the first time for most of them they've ever been on a race circuit in a car. What is the test?
The test is an opportunity for us to see their natural, raw talent behind the wheel. And this is something we'll return to later in the week. So we'll get an idea of what lap time they can achieve now and then put them through a load of coaching and repeat it in 72 hours to see how much they've taken on board.
What are you looking for, Jack?
Well, I think the nice thing, this track, quite a technical little track. Technical means that it's quite difficult to put the car where you need to put it. But with that, of course, there's pressure at the same time.
What are the chances of you guys spotting the winner of this thing in the first challenge?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
I'm glad you're that.
Okay, I'll go for the bookies.
Okay, Robert.
The gamers are looking nervous.
But this is the first serious attempt.
I'm István Demes, 21 years old. I'm a student from Colchester. Originally, I'm from Hungary, but my whole family moved to the UK a few months ago. I'm pretty sure I have the least racing experience. I've never sat in a car this powerful before, let alone drive it at racing speed. Potentially, the outcome of this week could change my entire life.
You're probably doing too much with the gears. It does smell like clutch.
István is a full 3 seconds off the pace.
It's tough. They don't tell you anything. They just point you left or right, and then after that, not even that.
But he's not the only gamer struggling.
My name's Jack O'Neill and I'm 20 years old. I'm from Sussex and I work at my dad's caravan centre as an accountant and I thoroughly enjoy it. Every time I'm not racing, I'm thinking about racing. To drive something as powerful around the track is, for the first time, quite scary, but it's really awesome at the same time.
My name is David Williams. I'm 23 years old. I'm a mechanical engineering student currently living in Devon. Being at Silverstone is totally surreal. It doesn't feel like I'm actually here. It doesn't feel like I should be here.
David Williams is the fastest gamer so far, but his time is still 1.5 seconds off the pace.
Get scruffy on that hairpin. Yeah.
The gamers seem to be struggling with one of the main concepts they'll have to get used to this week: weight distribution. This directly affects how the car handles. It's all related to the center of gravity of the car. This is the point through which all the forces act. Whenever the car changes speed or direction, forces act upon it, making it harder to control. When the drivers brake hard, pitching forces add more weight to the front of the car. As they turn the steering wheel, a force called roll acts laterally or from side to side. The faster the car is moving, the stronger the forces will be and the harder it becomes to remain in control. The aim is to keep the forces balanced. If the car becomes too unbalanced, it will rotate around its center of gravity and slide. Not a problem on the sofa, a major issue on the track.
Don't forget, they've been plucked from their sofas or the bedrooms, wherever they play the games, to the home of British motor racing. In sporting terms, this is Wimbledon, this is Wembley, this is Twickenham. So it's incredibly intimidating for them. Does it terrify you?
No, I'm so excited.
My name is Thomas Gibson and I'm 23 years old. Well, I'm from a small village in Northern Ireland called Ballygan and I work as an admin assistant. I don't go shouting about myself saying I'm going to do this and do that. As the famous quote goes, the superior man is modest in speech but exceeds in his actions.
Thomas Gibson steps it up, beating the previous fastest lap set by David Williams.
I'm really looking forward to getting another go because I know I can improve.
Yeah, one out lap flying, one slow lap. Daniel Glover, 20 years old. I'm from Bromley and I'm currently unemployed.
You can start the engine for.
I worked at a plumbing shop for a bit. Not a lot happened. If I won it, it'd be life-changing, really. Just flying around the world, racing cars, just be insane.
Daniel Glover sets the quickest time of all 5 gamers, and only one gamer is left to go.
How do you feel like these other guys? You feel
To be honest with you, they're a great bunch. I'm really happy that I'm in with them. I think, we'll become really close.
You still want to kick their asses?
Oh, yeah. I'm Des Foley, I'm 24 and I'm from Ireland. I'm a part-time photographer and musician. I picked up the guitar when I was 13 or 14 and I just learned it, and I learned it very well. When you pick up the guitar first, you can try to do it yourself, but there is a correct way to play the instrument as well. Like there's a correct way to drive a car. I always had the dream for motorsport in the background. It's an opportunity that very few people get, you know, only those with a silver spoon. If somebody offered me a racing contract, I'd drop absolutely everything, music, work, whatever.
Good job, well done, mate.
First challenge down, and Des Foley goes quicker than Daniel Glover to top the leaderboard. Thomas Gibson finishes third. Istvan Demesh is bringing up the rear.
I think it gives us a bit of an insight of who is where. I think the main one is Des, to be honest.
I was really pleased he held it together. I had a worry he was going to overdrive, go off, knock cones down, but no, he's done a good job. So if we look at the times as a whole, 63.8 is our fastest through to a 66 flat from Istvan. We've got a bit of work to do.
I think we have. What's going to be interesting for me is Des, Daniel, they're the quickest of the bunch at the moment.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to improve?
Coming up on GT Academy.
I do believe I'm going to win today. I know it's a bit big-headed, but that's what I believe, yes.
The gamers face their first head-to-head race.
Oh, they're tipping already. Get in there, son.
GT Academy, brought to you by Nissan and PlayStation 3. GT Academy, brought to you by Nissan and PlayStation 3. The 6 fastest virtual racers from the UK and Ireland are competing for the life-changing opportunity of racing for real at the Dubai 24 Hours.
Yesterday they were just gamers, today they're drivers.
I've been given a backstage pass to Race Camp to witness the unique driver selection process, and it seems the gamers are still adjusting to their surroundings.
It's so cool if you think about it. I mean, it only hit me afterwards. When I was driving around the international circuit, I was like, yeah, driving and doing a lap. But, you know, there was a British Grand Prix held here a few weeks ago.
I looked out the window and it's Silverstone. It's practically 50 meters and it's the track itself.
It's funny, you don't think about it when you're doing it, you just have to focus on what you have to do.
Focus on the task at hand.
I made a conscious effort not to let myself get nervous. So before I did the first task, I stood there and I just took a few deep breaths.
It's difficult to kind of put it out of your mind, the fact that it's such a big deal. And it's funny, the guy said to me, just make sure you don't go from 4th to 2nd because you will blow the engine. That'll be bad. And that kind of gives you a reality check and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I never said that.
The judges have just a week to find a driver for Dubai, so they decamp from Silverstone and decide to get back to basics for the next challenge.
Welcome to Daytona Racetrack. This is where you guys will go head-to-head on the racetrack, racing each other.
At 1.36 kilometers, the kart circuit is short and technical. It'll give the judges an insight into the gamer's racing style and instinct. Basic? Maybe. Revealing? Definitely.
We're racing the infamous twin-engine Pro Kart. First of all in a 15-minute qualifying session and then in an 8-lap race against each other.
Now, this is where we cut our teeth when we started racing. Professional racing drivers, 99% of them started here. So we're going to see what driving skills you've got.
Jack O'Neill's morning didn't go quite to plan, so now he needs something special.
Earlier in the benchmark test, we were up against the clock and we didn't really know who was doing what, and it was very difficult to gauge how well we were all doing. But now it's an actual race, I feel much more confident. I do believe I'm going to win today. I know it's a bit big-headed, but that's what I believe. Yes, that's going to happen.
But Des Foley has been doing his homework.
I prepared for this by looking up some videos on YouTube of guys going around doing the lap in a race. I found a video that was about an hour long and it was a 50-minute race, so it was good to watch it again and again and get lines into my head.
As the guys got to grips with qualifying, Rob and Johnny gave me the lowdown on the challenge.
Karting is the purest form of motorsport. Very simple. We get to see the basics. We can sit very close to the circuit and watch the guys in action, free from the distractions of ABS, traction control, stability management. We can just see the way they're handling the chassis of the car around the corners and look at their demeanour in the cars.
When they're racing, they'll be driving sort of millimetres apart, and then there is taking that all on board, and then there is the overtaking, so there's going to be that raw skill.
Some of these guys have been working on the slide. My man Des has watched 50 laps of this on YouTube, which is incredibly dull, but incredibly interesting that he's that well prepared, isn't it?
Yeah. He's watched laps of the Silverstone Stowe circuit, he's watched laps of the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. He knows the place inside out. It'll be very interesting to see how Des, after studying YouTube for hours and hours and hours, compares against Jack, who's been around this kart circuit before.
Jack gets the fastest time in qualifying and earns pole position for the race. Thomas Gibson is in second, David Williams in third, Des fourth, Danny Glover in fifth, and Istvan Demesh starts from sixth.
I have to say, it is really, really hot down here. You probably don't notice it in my face because as a presenter I've had all my sweat glands removed. But for these guys in a race suit, dealing with this circuit and this tarmac that has the sun beating down on it, it's seriously hot. So they're getting a real introduction. You know, they're not on their sofa anymore. Oh, they're tipping already. Get in there, son.
Straight into the first corner, David Williams gets rammed onto the verge by Thomas Gibson. Just one lap in, and Jack has already managed to find 3 seconds on his closest rival, with the gap getting bigger.
It's interesting, Jack took a really tight line going in there really nicely. He was far right and then cut in on the apex. He actually knows what he's doing.
I do believe I'm going to win today. I know it's a bit big-headed.
Jack's pre-race confidence wasn't just bravado. This guy is no stranger to karting.
I race with my brother in endurance racing. We've done many races now as a team, and we've always done really, really well.
And the karting gene runs in the family.
My dad's been a big inspiration for me in general life, in motorsport sense as well. When I was a lot younger, he used to race a lot with the kart team, and he was very successful at what he did. Oh, if I was going to be as good as him, I'd be really happy.
Awesome, man.
If I was to win the GT Academy, it would have a big effect on my family. It's probably the thing I'm most worried about, above all things. somebody has to win the competition at the end of the day, and if it was me, I guess we've just got to take every stage as it comes and think about what happens in the future.
Jack's calculated approach to the circuit has seen him pull away even further. The simplicity of karting allows the gamers to really express their racing styles. Most of the guys will fall into two broad categories. Firstly, the instinctive or natural driver. This kind of person reacts to situations changing around them. They constantly look to gain an advantage through their superior natural feel for the car and quickly adapt when conditions change. They will take more risks overtaking and weaving through traffic with explosive driving at the very limits of the car's performance. Think Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher, or the great Ayrton Senna. The polar opposite is the scientific or learned driver. They take a more strategic approach, studying every aspect of racing from the car to circuit to fellow competitors. They meticulously plan their race in their head, calculating every bend, braking point, lap time and pit stop. Think Damon Hill, Sebastian Vettel, and the man dubbed the Professor, Mr. Alain Prost. Both styles are successful, and our judges will be looking to develop each driver according to his personality. Jack has now established a comfortable lead, but behind him, it's starting to hot up.
Oh, scrap! Oh, that's great stuff, boys.
So David Williams and Tom Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely tooth and nail.
Oh, this is great stuff. Jack is miles ahead, but there's a great battle for second going on here. Really aggressive racing. Just really good to see that they're getting like that. They're getting a bit feisty, you know.
After several laps of fighting with Thomas, David, in car 32, steals second by going wide on a left-hand corner.
The two who were best in the 370s are 4th and 5th.
Yeah. Way back in 4th, Dez's early hopes of a podium are slipping away.
It's interesting, I thought Des was going to do better here. He's watched 50 laps of this on YouTube. And certainly going through all that pain and it not paying off is going to hurt that boy.
Des is going to struggle here. He's 6'1", I don't know how much he weighs.
Yeah.
He's going to be a little bit loose, I would guess, at the back. But
Istvan weighs as much as an empty packet of crisps though, and he's
yes,
massively lagging behind.
Into the final lap, and Jack has increased his lead even further.
All right, boys, are we enjoying the Jack O'Neill show?
Yeah, he was really consistent. In car, O'Neill struggled, excuses, inconsistent, but he's been really quite quick this evening and dead consistent. So hopefully this might
spur him on.
Yeah, draw something out of him tomorrow when we put him back in car.
Jack eventually crosses the line a full 8 seconds in front of second place David Williams. With Thomas Gibson in 3rd, Des finishes 4th, with Danny Glover in 5th. Istvan finishes at the foot of the table. Post-race, the gamers may be smiling, but some have showed their will to win.
We were all kind of both driving for the same piece of tarmac, so I had to kind of mount the curb on the inside.
It's the first time we've actually competitively raced against each other, and it's great to come out on top.
I'll tell you who I'm worried about is Istvan, because he didn't go well this morning.
I'm comfortably predicting excuses in terms of, oh, my ribs hurt, or I've not been here before. There'll be something
What
like
are you going to go with?
Ribs.
Ribs.
Yeah.
What are you going to go with?
I'll probably go with ribs as well.
My ribs were hurting a lot worse than before, and I think it's been affecting me quite badly during the race. I can't tell for sure, but it was the pain in every right corner.
Well, the end of day one. Today, the karting, we had one winner, which was Jack. There you go, Jack, very well done.
Jack O'Neill, easily the strongest from the karting. Dan Glover and Des Foley pushing him hard, but Istvan, no, I don't think he's going to make the grade.
Next time on GT Academy.
Our bottom two.
Two of the gamers say goodbye to Silverstone.
If you want to make your way upstairs, on your bed you'll find an envelope letting you know whether you're going to progress through to that next stage.
GT Academy, brought to you by Nissan and PlayStation 3.